What's up, guys? First video of 2019. Let's hope that this is the first of many. Today I wanted to give you just a quick story. It just happened to me over winter break, so I figured might as well tell it while it's fresh. About a tea shot, a tea injection I got that did not, my body didn't react very well to it, it seems. Never went to the doctor, never got confirmed that it was the testosterone injection that was actually causing these symptoms I was having. But, well, why don't you just go ahead, take a listen to the story, and hear for yourself. So over winter break, well, first of all, let me start back a little bit. Lately I've been weird with my shots. I've started getting my shots done at my school. In addition to that, I had some stuff going on with monthlies and stuff like that. So my dose was changed and I was doing 0.3 once every week instead of 0.6 once every 2 weeks. And the school nurse was doing them, yada yada yada. That all leads up to where I was when I decided to go to the endocrinologist. Well, was a planned appointment anyways. I needed more testosterone anyways. I usually go on my winter break. Because my endocrinologist is up in Maryland, I'm down here in Texas. It's a long story, a lot of traveling, gotta plan it around school and stuff. And so basically I had to go to the endocrinologist, but there was this gap. So I got out of school on December 15th or whatever, and then I didn't see my endocrinologist until January 2nd of this year. And then also I didn't get a shot my last week of school because I was finals and stuff, and yeah. So I had ended up going about a month without having any shots of testosterone. And also I went and talked to my endocrinologist about switching back from 0.3 weekly to 0.6 bi-weekly because I have to pay for my shots when I go and get at my school. It's $18 every shot. So if I'm doing it bi-weekly as opposed to weekly, obviously I'm paying less and I'm still getting the same amount, and that's my old dose. My whole monthly thing seems to be a little bit more under control. So I wanted to try that. So talked to her about that, told her I'd been off my shots for about a month, and that was all fine. We talked about it. I got some blood tests done, but I don't think I got my testosterone levels done. I think there was some stuff I talked to my psychologist. Whole bunch of medical stuff, not important, but I got some tests done, but I don't think testosterone levels were done. And then my endocrinologist was like, hey, while you're here, since you haven't had your shot for a month, you said you don't want to do it yourself, you want to wait till you get back to school. Would you like to get one done here while you're here getting your testosterone and here for your appointment, because we have nurses here who can give you your testosterone shot? So I thought about it and I was like, you know what, yeah, why not? By the time I get back to school, it'll be about 2 weeks, so maybe I can get back on track with taking my shots anyways, because always in the back of my mind, it's if you lay off them too much, you're not on point with them, the dreaded monthly can come back, and that's what I do not want. So I'm trying to be better with them. I was like, yeah, it's already been a month. I don't want to postpone it any longer. Why don't I just go get it done here at the hospital? So, okay. Once again, I've been off it. I'm switching doses, doing more at once. I've been off it for a month. I go up, nurse comes in. Now, also another thing is, I've probably been doing my shots not exactly 100% right. I do them intramuscular, but I've honestly never put the needle all the way in. And I haven't done them myself for a while now. Maybe that's why. I'm just not good at doing shots myself. But I don't want to do other forms of testosterone. I have my reasons. I can make a whole video on that in the future if you really want me to explain it again. That's not for here, and that'd take too long, an already long video. So I don't want to, sorry, I know this is a long story, but it's all important, it's all relevant, so I'm just trying to get through it. This is all leading up to the whole testosterone thing. So yeah, I never put the needle all the way in, but he went for it. And also lately at my school, the nurses have been getting me my shots in my hip, like in my behind cheek almost, right under like my hip area. So that, like it was a big thing. I asked him, I was like, hey, do you know if like the hip's better or the leg? And he was like, I think a lot of people like the thigh better. And I don't know, for me personally, I've always felt like after doing both of them, the hip has hurt a lot less, but he was really advocating for the thigh. And that's when I should have known. That's when I should have known that it was gonna be a thing, but I didn't read the signs. But anyways, time to put the needle in. I haven't done it in my leg for a while because I always tense up when I would go to put it in my thigh. And last time I did it, and I tried to give it to myself, actually, I think it was the last time, I ended up poking myself in both thighs because the first one I tensed up and I couldn't do it, so I had to switch legs, and I used 2 needles, and I was just like, you know what, this is too much, I'm going to the nurse to do it. So that's kind of what led up to me going to the nurse. But point is, I don't even look because I'm like, if I don't look, I won't tense up. I can't even look when they draw my blood and stuff, so this is what I'm doing. He puts it in. As soon as I feel the needle touch my leg tenses up, so he just like jabs it in, and my leg tenses and untenses like twice while the needle's going in. So like it's painful. It's one of the most painful shots I've ever gotten. He also like puts it all the way in, which I've never done, and it's in my leg for probably about a good 30-40 seconds because he used a really small needle, I guess, like diameter wise or whatever that's called. So it was taking a while for the testosterone to go through. Also, I usually warm up my testosterone like under my arm or something. I hold the vial under my arm for a few seconds or so to kind of warm it up and make it flow better. I don't know, like if the testosterone was cold because I just got it from the pharmacy. I don't know what, but it took him forever to put it into my leg. And then he told me, he was like, yeah, so that testosterone, it's thick and it's going to seep through your muscle fibers, so they're going to have to expand to let it through, and that's going to what's cause soreness. And I was like, yeah, I've had one shot where it's been pretty sore, but I haven't had much soreness with testosterone shots. So I thought, yeah, this might be a sore one, but let's just say I was never prepared for what actually, like how sore it actually ended up being. But we'll get to that. So throughout, also, let me say, this whole time I was up in Virginia visiting my family. So I was down, I usually am down here in Texas. Virginia's different weather, lots of stuff. I ended up getting kind of sick for a little bit. Had a cold, some congestion. I don't know if it was a cold, actually. I just had congestion and like a runny nose. I didn't know if it was allergies or a cold. I was taking medicine. It was just a whole thing. Yeah, but anyway, so that was all like the days leading up to this shot I got. I was finally starting to feel better. I had a little bit of a runny nose, but I was finally starting to feel better on this day when I ended up getting the shot. But I get the shot. It hurt, but it wasn't too bad. Get a Band-Aid on it. Go home. Go out. I think I ended up even going out after I went home. But anyways, go out. Come back home, and when I get back home, that's when I start not feeling well. I'm feeling hot, like I'm getting like kind of hot flashes type things, but not like, I'm just feeling warm. I feel nauseous. I ended up throwing up. I told my mom, I was like, do I feel warm? And she felt me, and she was like, yeah, probably a little bit. So we determined I probably had a slight fever, not anything serious, but probably a slight fever that night. And we were thinking like, what's going on? What could be causing all this? And we thought, what if it's like the testosterone? What if it's my body, reacting? I had a big dose this time, a lot bigger than usual than I have been having lately at once, and also a month not having any testosterone to going to having a larger dose than usual. I was probably, a lot of the symptoms were related to low, like a decrease in estrogen, or aka menopausal type symptoms, fever, nausea, hot flashes, all that stuff. So to say the least, this testosterone dose just did not react well with my body. It might have been a little bit too much at once. I'm pretty small. I weigh 103 pounds. It was a lot more than usual. When I was at 0.6, we had worked my body up slowly from 0.2 for a month or so to 0.4 to 0.6, but this was just all at once. And I don't know what my testosterone levels were before I took it. I don't know what they were after, but I got so sick, and I was sick that night. Since I was sick, I laid in bed the rest of that evening and night and a little bit in the morning. And then the next day, the next evening actually, my leg where I'd gotten the shot got so incredibly sore. Now, I've never ever in my life felt this kind of soreness from a shot. I could barely walk up the stairs. Every move I made with my leg was like agonizing, and that may be a little tiny bit of an exaggeration, but not much. I mean, it took me literally a minute to go up and down like 10 stairs that my sister has in her townhouse because my leg was so sore. I couldn't bend it, I couldn't straighten it, I couldn't move it at all. It was so much like I cannot stress to you how bad it was. I was like, if it gets any worse, I'm not going to be able to walk. There was no way I was going to go anywhere that night. I just spent the day, I mean, not the day. The day I was surprisingly okay. I went to the mall even that day. But that night, like the next night after the shot, it just hit me. It progressively got sore. I ended up taking Advil for it, and that still didn't really help. And then I got a fever again. I was just like, it was a mess. And this was all right after that whole congestion, runny nose thing I told you. So I was glad I was finally feeling better from that. But then this hit me, and wow, like I was just, every move I made, I was like groaning because my leg was in so much pain. And you can ask like my sister, my niece, my mom, they'll all back me up on this. It was bad, and I have a high pain tolerance, so it was bad. Like it was in my muscle, and I was like, it was, yeah. So, fever, nausea, extreme soreness. This all came from that one shot. And the shot itself was the most painful shot I've gotten. So, I'm glad I'm back on the testosterone. I'm glad I got it back in my system. I'm going to try to stay on it. I'm a little nervous. I don't know if I should go for the 0.6 next shot, or if I should maybe go like 0.4 for now and try to work myself back up. I don't know. But I'm glad I got that over with and at least got through that. So, that was crazy, guys. Listen to your doctors. Pay attention to your body, I mean, I did listen to my doctor. I told her, she seemed to be fine with me doing 0.6. She didn't say nothing. So, I don't know. I don't know what happened. It might have been just a fluke, but yeah, listen to your bodies. Listen to your doctors. Pay attention to your bodies. All that good stuff. And be careful. Testosterone can yeah, it's a substance, definitely is a substance. Alright, guys, I'm really, really glad to be back, and I'm glad to be making another video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to make more. We'll see. I may have some things up my sleeve, maybe, I don't know, I'm not saying anything yet because I don't want to hold myself to that kind of commitment. So, anyways, I love you all so much. Stay strong, stay safe, stay you. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.